Hi everybody, I'm Randy Whitesell. I am currently the Vice President and lead pro staff member of Slackwater Outdoors. I'm an avid outdoorsman. I've been hunting and fishing since I was about 6 or 7. Fishing probably started a little earlier than that, but spent a lot of time in the outdoors. Grew up fishing farm ponds in the Midwest. Got into hunting when I was about 11. I'm a very avid deer hunter, duck hunter. I like to fish. Fly fishing is my favorite. We spend a lot of time down in southern Missouri fly fishing for trout. I have fly fished everywhere from down through the Arkansas all the way up through Montana, Colorado, Wyoming. Had a lot of fun, a lot of success. Learned a lot. Just gobs of knowledge I gathered from watching the older generation do things, and I passed it on to my kids. I'm so thankful that I'm able to do this with my son. It's like Water Outdoors. We're a family company. We like to experience things together. The purpose of this video is to let everybody know who I am, what I'm about, what I stand for. So that being said, the deer hunting aspect, like I said, I started hunting deer when I was about 12. Got into rifle hunting. I have to give a lot of thanks to my stepbrother, or my brother-in-law, Scott Stevens. He's the one who got me into it. He taught me the ropes. We went out deer hunting a few times, got hooked. There's a lot of things about deer hunting that I didn't know at the time that I know now that's made me a better hunter. Then I met up with a few friends of mine, got into bow hunting. Now I'm pretty much strictly a bow hunting guy. I still do rifle hunt, especially if I'm chasing a big buck. I don't get him during bow season. I always tend to go after him from rifle season, then back to my bow. I'm not really a meat hunting type of guy. I got my wife and my kids. They all hunt too. So our freezer's full. So I kind of stick to the head hunting, which I know there's a lot of pros and cons about that, but I do also believe in management. I do take a lot of does as well. Try to get a balanced herd on the property that we hunt. We spend a lot of time out, cameras, different things. Then we also do a lot of duck hunting. We grew up hunting. I got into duck hunting really, I guess, more or less by accident. Friends of mine decided, hey, let's go duck hunting. Kind of looked like, what do we do? Figured it out. We didn't have YouTube. We didn't really have the internet to look. We just went and bought decoys, bought some cheap calls, and went down on the river, and threw them in there, water, and was hooked. We spent a lot of years, studying, researching, figuring out what we did wrong, what we did right, and now it's fun. I mean, it's just part of who I am, what I do, what I believe in. And I got into trapping later in life. I've been trapping for about 4 or 5 years now. I run a small trap line. I only run about 75 to 80 footholds. I run a couple dozen snares a year, a few live traps. Mainly target animals are coyotes, bobcats, coons. We plan on this year maybe expanding our trap line a little bit. Haven't quite decided yet. There's a lot of work, a lot of time, with running a line, skinning, and preparing your hides. But back to this deer hunting thing, some of the first fondest memories of deer hunting is going out with my brother-in-law. Him showing me different things to look for, the signs. The one that really sticks out the most is one morning, the weather was perfect. It was during rifle season. Cold, it was a December morning. I got up early, decided that before school, I decided, hey, I'm going to go deer hunting. So I left the house, went deer hunting, kept watching the clock, knowing that I got to go to school. And lo and behold, about 140-inch 8-point walks out, and I dropped him where he stood. Man, I was excited. It was one of my first big kills, and I was just beside myself. So at that time, we didn't really have cell phones, so I went and, got the pickup, went down, got him loaded up, went on in back to the house and called my mom and told her at work, and she was excited. My dad just happened to get home from work. He was excited, and I was so excited about it, I went to school with this deer in the back of my truck. Pulled into the parking lot of school. All my friends were excited. The principal come out, and he was beside himself, and I got to skip half a day of school, to go take care of my deer, and just, kind of surprising that the school was okay with it. That was probably one of my fondest memories of hunting, all the way up until I had kids, and I watched the president of this fine company, John, shoot his first deer with a rifle. It's been kind of a little inside family joke, because when he shot it, it was a little 4-pointer, little bitty thing. I mean, it was honestly, it was the way he was standing, and the lighting was kind of poor. He thought it was a doe at first, and then we got up there and realized that he had shot this little bitty buck, and we kind of stuck to that little story, and we start, giving him a hard time about all these bubby deer he's been shooting, and they're little bitty basket rack bucks, and as time's gone on, he's kind of grown fond of it too. It's kind of a family thing. And then watching my 7-year-old at the time, which is now 14, I watched him shoot a doe at 20 yards with a 20 gauge slug one day. We were just got in the woods, walking to where we were going to sit. We were on public ground, and the doe come running through the woods and stopped at 20 yards, and he was kind of behind me, and he tapped me and said, "Dad, there's a deer." And I turned around, and sure enough, she stood there and just looked at us, and next thing I know, he's pulling the trigger and dropped her where she stood. I didn't have to help him or nothing, and he was just as excited as could be, and I don't know who was more excited, me or him, but that was a great feeling. My other son, I watched, I was at home one night, he was hunting with a friend, and got a picture of his first deer he shot with a bow, and a nice little doe, so I was excited about that. With the deer, I've shot, several deer that, I guess a guy could be proud of, and I guess those memories are still there, but watching my kids and watching them, take their first deer ethically, is probably the highlight of my life. Duck hunting's the same way, I've watched them all shoot their first ducks, their first dove. Those memories stick to me. That's what this is all about. It's not about the kill. It's about the memories and the passing on the knowledge. Like even running our traps. John is my trapping partner. It was something he wanted to do, so we did it together. We both learned on it. I picked it up a little quicker than he did, but now, I go set a line. He knows where they're at. He can run the traps if need be. He can take care of whatever. He's pretty good at it. My other boys, they're getting into it a little more. They're excited about it. Really, it boils down to our family values of being there for each other is what the outdoors means to me. I wouldn't have it any other way. Whether it's with a gun or a bow or whatever. It's what this is about. Except we do a lot of, spend a lot of time fishing. We do fly fish a lot. through southern Missouri. Matter of fact, my wife and I on our honeymoon went to southern Missouri, and I taught her how to fly fish and trout fish, and that's kind of become hers and my thing. We've taken the boys several times down through Missouri and parts of Arkansas, fly fishing. That's our life. I know I've said that 100 times, but it means more to me than anything to watch my boys succeed in the outdoors, the things that I have taught them. And I'll be honest, they've taught me some things too, but we as a family stick together a lot in the outdoors. It's just a great feeling to be able to teach your boys something and then turn around and watch them succeed, or you explain something to them and then they say, but what if you do this, and it works out even better. With technology today, with the internet, they can Google whatever they want. They can read up on what they want. They can come up with their own ideas, and it just doesn't have to be my way. We all share information. On the property we hunt, we've got several properties. One of them right now we're hunting is just a little. That's a section of 120 acres that we got that we're hunting on. A very small amount of timber. Doesn't hold a lot of deer, but a lot of deer pass through it. We've got a lot of big mature bucks. We've passed on a lot of big mature bucks in hopes that they will be bigger. We've all got our own deer staked out of who's getting what or wants to shoot what. So we'll just see how this year goes. We're hoping that things work out for us. In that aspect, we currently got some designs for a new duck blind we want to set up and hopefully shoot some ducks off of our pond. We'll be back down on the river this year filming and hunting. We've actually added a few other pro staff members, so we're going to currently try to work on some hunts with them, mule deer, maybe some whitetails in the northwestern part of the state. Try to maybe get out and do a little pheasant hunting. Maybe try to get out to Missouri and do some fly fishing. Definitely going to run some traps this year. Deer hunting, obviously, I'll be out there. But feel free to call us, message us, any questions, concerns, whatever you got. If you want information on whatever we got, coming up, we do plan on doing some exciting things. So yeah, feel free to contact us. We'd love to hear from you. And again, my name's Randall Whitesell. Thanks. You guys can also find me on Instagram. It's under Kansas Hunter. I'll be posting pictures of a lot of different things. All my hunting, my fishing. You can also find me on Facebook at Randall Whitesell. Feel free to friend request me. We post a lot of things on there. There's a lot of personal stuff. More or less about my business, my hunting, my family. I'll be friends with anybody. So please, feel free.